Good morning and welcome to the Esports Informational Meeting for our Fall Season 2020. Hopefully this will be an exciting continuation of what we started last year. So if you look back, this is one of the beginning shots we have of our team as they're hard at work playing League of Legends. We got our equipment, we have our furniture, and the administrators are there to see all the things that we've done to progress to this point. So this was just our base. Notice our walls are nice and plain. Our thoughts back then were actually decorated like a true command center, but we never really got there thanks to COVID. So there's still much work to be done to make our club one of the greatest in Pennsylvania, if not at least in the local area. And so we need your help this year to start putting things together and get us back on track after our long hiatus. So the people that we're tied into are called NASIF. Now, NASIF started out as just a high school who wanted to have competition with another high school. And before they knew it, some other people found out about it and they wanted to be involved as well. And then it grew and grew. Eventually, it turned into like the Orange County Esports League out in California. And again, from there, it got bigger and bigger. And now it changed into NASIF. So they're the ones that actually run these games, set up the tournaments, and it's all run by what was a former teacher/education institution. This year, rather than the Emerald Foundation, who is local, close to Lancaster City, helping us out, we're going to be in liaison with the Chester County Intermediate Unit. So they've taken over the actual Pennsylvania operations, and they'll be working with us side to side to provide us support and coaching, help us through troubles that we have. So there will be our main liaison or / tag team partners as we go through this whole process this year of going with a brand new set of games. So before, like I said, we had done League of Legends. That's usually what they feature in the spring for NASIF. But throughout the year, there are various ad hoc tournaments that people run, from colleges to local high schools. There's also what's called extra credit tournaments that NASIF runs. So even though it's not the featured game, we can also have a team that can still have practice, hone their skills, and participate by going on to those occasional tournaments that NASIF runs. And so for the most part, it's great to have you guys develop your team bonding, your chemistry, and just learn how to operate as a team and no longer just as an individual sitting at your PC at home. So we're hoping to still continue that if possible, but again, it depends on how many people we have, how many teams there are, and of course, if there's going to be availability to do things after school. All right, so here's our club roster. We need to have at least 5 people competing on a team. Last year, it was wonderful. We were able to have 2 full teams. We had a red team and a white team, and they were able to scrimmage with one another. We had people who were a little bit more advanced, so they were the red team. And then we had the people who were just wanting to learn their craft. And they could also serve as substitutes in case one of the main starters couldn't be there, which is fantastic. And so we're allowed to have up to 3 alternates on that other team be considered for replacements. But still, we're all growing and we're all learning together. Me most of all, because I'm a solo gamer. I like to do things that in the story mode, progress from point A to point B, and then when I'm done with the game, I move on. But this is a totally different stratus of game that I'm not really been a part of in terms of an actual gamer, but I love the world and I love trying to help you guys accomplish your goals. All right, so there will be things that we can add people on later on in case somebody needs to drop out, or if they're not eligible, we're able to put more people in their spots. All right, the new one that they're having for this fall is Overwatch, and that's usually the one that they run from September through December, and then say come January there's playoffs, and there might even be the championships for Pennsylvania and then the actual United States in February if we're that good. And so they run 2 different communities. One is the Scholastic League, and that's for people who are pretty much been gaming for a while as a team, know the strategies, they know how to work with one another. That's probably not the one we're going to go for this year since it's our first year ever. So we're probably going to play more of the community, and that's for the people who are just getting started, who maybe know some of the basic mechanics and things, but again, there's a whole different level when you try and work with people that you haven't gamed with before, and learning each other's styles and strengths and weaknesses and all that good stuff. And this year, just like last year with League of Legends, we will have a coach to help us out. Typically, it's somebody from the university level who's been playing for many years, and they've gotten pretty well advanced in ranking, and now they want to share that love of the game with you guys as well. And so we'll have a meeting usually on Tuesdays before our matches on the next day. And they'll give us tips and strategies that they learned from our last match. Like, hey guys, last Wednesday, I noticed a couple things in gameplay. So let's try to work on those for tomorrow, and hopefully you'll have a better outcome. And then they also sometimes will log in with us really quick right before the match, give us words of encouragement. Maybe they've been able to scout the other team and give us some of their weaknesses. And so it's really neat to have somebody at a level a little bit above us help us out through this whole process. So it's great to meet with Coach Peter last year and listen to what he has to say. And me, I'm just the general manager. I'm not really the coach because, again, like I said, these games aren't my forte. So my job is to arrange things and put resources in your way to help you guys learn how to hone your craft and get better. So we need at least 6 people to start. We're allowed to have 6 people on the bench or like an alternate team. Like I said, we had to do that a couple times last year. And then we can, again, grow our roster over the year as we get other people who are interested in this, or if we happen to be pretty good and people want to join the team, we can always add people. But we need to have at least 6 to start, or else we can't field a team, we can't do the downloads and all the good stuff. All right, and Thursdays will be our cutoffs for people. Last year we had to do the same thing. If we wanted to have somebody play for the following week, we had to have them on the roster. So that the 6 actual players, then it'd be the 6 players on the bench. And if we found somebody new that needed or wanted to play, couldn't really do that until the Thursday had passed and we're getting set up for the next match. All right, and then brand new this year. They haven't really run this before as a true league, but we're sending out Rocket League feelers to see if anybody wants to do those. So this is fantastic because there's various platforms on which you can play it. I don't think it really matters if you're on a PC and we have somebody at home playing for us as well, and they're on an Xbox or whatever. I'll have to see how this works because, again, this is brand new. And I know they've run tournaments before, like I said, the extra credit tournaments where people have been able to play. This is the first time they're actually setting up so that teams can play together. All right, so we need only 3 to compete, and hopefully we'll have some extra players be able to chime in as well. And same as the other 2, rosters could change throughout the season. All right, so our startup to get this all done is the 25th. Right, so on the 25th, this Friday, I have to have our official registration in with NASIV as to what teams we're going to field this year. So if we're going to be able to run a Rocket League and also a Overwatch team, fantastic. If we're only able to set up an Overwatch team at this time, we'll run with that, or just a Rocket League. It all depends if you guys get me your parent permission forms. I have to be able to show them there are official team members registered and A-OK in terms of your parents and you, and then I also have to check your eligibility to make sure that you're not an academic threat to the team. Then we'll go ahead and get you started. So I can sign us up this Friday. The League of Legends, like I said, is to be determined. We'll see if there's universities, high schools, or other tournaments that are out there, and we'll start to set up our dates. The Overwatch is going to be the 12th, which gives us plenty of time to start putting things together here in terms of team format, chemistry, who's going to play what positions, what our ranks are. We'll have to have some tryouts. And then the Rocket League is going to be starting October 5th. And that's a much smaller team, so that shouldn't be that hard to coordinate you guys and get you up and running. But I need the information by the 25th so that we can officially get our team name in the ring, so to speak. All right, so I do need these packets signed. It doesn't matter how you get them to me. You can drop them off in room 40 to me, so you can give me the live paper version. If you're at home for PVOL or for any other reasons, you could just sign it, in ink, black or blue. Then you could scan it or take pictures of it and email it to me. Most specifically, I need to see that second page with the parent address for their email. That way I can officially log that with NASIV. And they're going to send you guys an email as a parent. They're going to send an email to the student. Once you guys do your part, I will officially approve you, and then you're basically, quote, on the team, so to speak. All right. And then, of course, if you need these documents because you missed the meeting, you can go to the first link there or the second link. And then what we need to know right now is, do we have enough players to field a team? And if not, okay, then we'll put our money, talent, and interest into the other teams that are more viable. All right. So for practice times, we're probably going to go with Tuesdays, starting around 2:45 to 3 o'clock whenever I get off my professional duties at the high school. And then anybody can really come. But for those times on Tuesday, we're going to focus on the main games, such as Overwatch and Rocket League, since they're the ones that actually have true matches coming out. And then we should be playing on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock or 5. Almost always it was 3 o'clock, right after school was done. And usually the match starts by 3:30. So we get you guys there early enough. And then I know because of the fact that there is activity buses every day at 5 o'clock, you can go ahead and be transported home. Unfortunately, if you went home at 12:30 because it's early dismissal, you'll either have to have somebody bring you back in, could be a fellow player, right, or a parent, and then we'll be able to get you a ride back, through the late buses. So that's the one sad thing. Still trying to see how it would work if we have a team composed of people at school and then also people at home, how we would coordinate that. But we do have the best computers. We do have top of the line that the school board has gotten for you guys. So I'd love it if you could be able to use that equipment. But if we have to, we'll use things that you guys have at home. So PVOL and also live people, yeah, we can make it work. It'll take a lot of coordination and communication, but it'll be fine. I was thinking maybe this year, then we also go with Thursday as like an extra practice day, or maybe for, say, League of Legends to run, and that way they have a time to meet as well and get their stuff done and have time and access to the computers. But it's all just theoretical right now because I need to have the numbers and I need to see if we have teams, and then we can go from there. But right now, officially, usually we do Tuesdays for practices and then Wednesdays for the actual matches. And that's set up by NASIF. They're the ones that run that. So we're supposed to designate that day. So if you do happen to come to school on Wednesday, you can just stay here. There'll be a place for you guys to hang out, I think, in the media center, get some homework done or, talk game mode. And then at 2:45, once I'm done with my contract for the day, then I'll be able to take you guys and we'll head on up to the intermediate school, room 64. All right. And so for all those people who have been hearing game, don't worry. There's plenty of things that you guys can do in order to help support our club. Many of the things that we were able to develop last year was not the gamers doing it. It was our support staff. So we had people who were IT that were able to troubleshoot problems, that were able to help us learn how to stream on Twitch. We had a good team of putting graphics together in terms of a countdown timer for our Twitch feed, and we also were able to develop all sorts of other marketplace items as well. And that was thanks to Casey Powell. She did a phenomenal job with a lot of different prototypes of our logo until we come to the one that we have today. So besides just being a player in the center there, all these other different people, from shoutcasters to people who want to do freelance art or help me organize the social media, we need you as well. All right, so like it said here, just because you don't play doesn't mean you're not really competing or helping out. Nope, as you can see, there is our official true logo. From there, the team started developing jerseys last year, and we were so close to actually getting those jerseys. We had already sent the check off to develop the design. We had contact with the company, and we're starting to come up with the sizes that our team would need. And then, of course, COVID-19 hit, and just everything came to a grinding halt. So it's very, very sad. This year, we're hoping to get those jerseys back again. I said we have the money, we're all ready to go. We just weren't able to complete our task because the whole world, basically came to a standstill. But in the future, we might have different projects we want to work on. And so, if you like to fundraise, or if you like to help us come up with different ways to market our material, maybe a mask, with our logo on, since we have to wear a mask anyway, wouldn't that be cool to walk around as a team/club and demonstrate all the impact that we're having in the community? Okay. Then whether you're a gamer or whether you are a person who is a support on the side, everybody has to be eligible in order to participate. In order to come to the practices, in order to go to the games, in order to be able to submit items to NASIF they have tournaments too, and also contests where people can submit fan art and you can actually win prizes, which is really cool. Everybody has to be a 2.0 in the last marking period. They did do a screen of a lot of people already, and it looks pretty good. And then you must be academically eligible on a Thursday afternoon. So if you have one F in class for that week, say, oops, I forgot to take that test for Mr. Holler, and now he's dropped your grade, that's okay. It was just 1 week. But now if you've had a test for Mr. Holler for 2, 3 weeks and you just meant to get around to it but never really did, and now you've been on there for more than 1 week, then you're academically ineligible and we can't have you participate. Because this is run by educators slash and teaching organization, and so everything that we do is based underneath the academic umbrella, where your classes come first and then the game comes second. The other way that you wouldn't be eligible is if you were having F's in 2 or more classes, right? And then that would kick you out for that week. But if you're able to get your grades up by the following week, then you'd be reinstated. So I know we've had people that were off for a week, and then they're eligible for a week, and then they missed a test or something, and then they're off again for a week. But we really need every single person to be eligible all the time. Because it's very frustrating to put all this together and then get there to game day and realize that we don't have enough people to play, which is what happened to us last year for a scrimmage, and then we got our act together and everybody stayed afloat, so to speak, for the rest of the time. And it was great to see us all pulling together, helping one another to learn and achieve not only in class, but also with the game. All right, so if you wanted to join Schoology and actually see what updates we have and be part of the messaging system, there it is. You can plug that into your actual Schoology classes. We are actually a group, not a class, so you can do that. All right, and of course that's our group name, Beckley Valley Esports. And then once we get you guys in and we have you separated into different teams, I'm thinking right now I'll probably need some help with setting up Discord. We did a phenomenal job last year communicating the red team, white team for League of Legends, but if we're going to be having 3 different teams this year, that's going to be a lot more for me to coordinate, and I'm okay at it, but I know you guys are so much faster. So if anybody's willing to help me determine how best to communicate using this app, I would love it. All right. So remember, please, by the September 24th, this Thursday, because Friday, you're not here. So unless you want to drive in and hand me your packet on Friday when all the teachers are here doing in-service, then try and get it to me by the 24th. All right? And there's various venues for you guys to do it. I just need to have that signed signature, right? And then with the email addresses I'm supposed to use. Right? So, if you forget and you go home on the 24th and you're like, oh my gosh, I never turned that packet in yet, just take a picture, send it to me via email, and I will sign you guys up and get you approved. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope this is going to be a fantastic season. I hope we're going to be able to go forward with this club and grow it even more and provide you guys a venue to find your passion in life. And perhaps this will even turn into a college scholarship, and it could also even turn into a career, which would be fantastic for you guys. Everybody's going to be able to find their first choice, hopefully, through this club. All right, thank you guys again for watching, and have a beautiful day.